Hey y'all, hey. Do y'all like that intro? Remember I told y'all I was gonna get that intro from Lucy. But anyway, y'all, happy Monday. I did a poll. You guys said you wanted story time, so I have a story time for y'all. Last night, y'all, I watched, it's on Peacock. It's called Heart to Heart on Peacock. And if you guys don't know about it, Kevin Hart has his own show and he brings on people and he interviews them, and it's just raw, y'all. He doesn't talk to them before the interview. He doesn't do anything. But I had listened to the interview that he had last night with Will Smith, and let me tell y'all, they got so deep. Y'all need to go check it out. It's season 3. Episode 10. But let me just tell y'all what I got out of the interview with Kevin Hart and Will Smith, okay? First of all, we got to put our mind as if we are rich and famous as they are. They are very rich and famous, both of them. Will Smith, and in the end, y'all, in case y'all don't go watch, Will Smith is not canceled, okay? He is not canceled. That's my guy. Like, I love me some Will Smith, and he's working on a movie. So I don't want to spoil it for you all if you're a Will Smith fan, but yeah, go check it out. So basically, okay, what Will Smith was talking about, they were being funny and, stuff like that in the beginning, but it got a little deep toward the end. And I think Will has had a revelation of himself. He has basically, if you have watched my previous video, I was talking about shadowing and our childhood traumas and stuff like that. So what I think Will has done, y'all, is Will has done the shadowing. He has examined himself and he has worked through his childhood trauma. And I truly believe that he sees the errors of his ways, y'all. Okay, so what he was saying was basically he had manifested this family that he wanted. He started in the industry, I think, with music, and then he went quickly to acting. And everything was just, it was just back to back to back. And it was like he had to be here, be there, be there, be here, be there. It was just boom, 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 boom. And then he just kept, going higher and higher and higher and higher and higher. So then, as he was going, he was manifesting this family that he wanted. Okay, mind you, he grew up in a not so healthy, his father, I'm not going to say anything because he didn't talk about his household, but he did say that his father was very abusive. His father was a drill sergeant, and that's how he portrayed his father, as a drill sergeant, and you're going to do what I say, and this is the way it's going to go. So, but he was abusive as well. So he has that resentment. I feel like he has a lot of anger built up because of the way his father treated him as a child. And so he said that he's going to have a family and he is not going to be anything like his father, okay? So what he did was he manifested this family, like I said, and he said in 2010, everything started to come together. Karate Kid came out with his son, Jaden, and then Whip My Hair came out with Willow, and he felt like everything was coming together, and he was guiding his family to be successful as he. And then he comes to find out that his family is not happy. He's happy, and he's basically directing his family into doing acting and this, that, and the other, music. but they're not happy. And he just realized, y'all, that materialistic things and money and success and all of that does not give you happiness. It does not provide happiness. And what he said was that he felt like he could win happiness. He felt like that if he put the work in, and if he could do everything that he could do in his power to win success, then he could win happiness. But that's not the case, y'all. That's not the case. So he was basically saying that it was hard for him to listen to his kids when they were complaining, when they were going through the feelings of expressing themselves on why they didn't want to do this or didn't want to do that, because he had grew up in a household to where you didn't have feelings. And I can relate to him because growing up, we were not allowed to speak unless spoken to. If you're just not allowed to speak unless spoken to. We knew not to question anything, and it was do as I say, not as I do, and that's it. So, it was basically drilled into his subconscious unknowingly, and so therefore when his kids would come to him and express their feelings, he was about to blow, y'all. He was about to lose his shit, because he's just like, he said the hardest thing for him was just to give a fuck. He was just like, and I understand that too, because my kids, they come to me, they complain, and I'm like, motherfucker, y'all got everything y'all need. Like, you know what I'm saying? Compared to my childhood, y'all shouldn't be complaining about shit. So I understand where he was coming from. And he's just like, the hardest thing for me was just to give a fuck. Because, when you come to me complaining and with all this Philly stuff, he's like, I don't want to hear that. You're bringing me down. Like, no, take that shit on somewhere else. I don't want to hear it. You're bringing me down. So it took him a while to try to understand why he was happy, but his family around him, they were not happy. So he said, what am I missing here? What am I doing wrong? So then he started reading, which he's always been a reader, but I think he started reading more, and he was reading a book a month. And something important that he said too is that someone has already been through what you're going through, and if you can just find a book on that, they can tell you, or they can give you their story on how they overcame it. So there's wisdom in everything, in this world, and we can find it if we look for it. So he started reading a lot more, and then as he was reading, he realized that he can get therapy. And he's like, okay, so I can get therapy, and therapy can help me with my children and help me understand how to, receive these feelings and listen to my children and deal with my children. And, they were probably preteen and going through teenager stages and all of that. So that's what he did, y'all. He went through therapy. But, and another thing, Kevin Hart said, he iterated and he said, yeah, he was like, because the kids don't care about none of this. The kids just want you. The kids want your quality time. While the kids are born into this lifestyle, they are just looking for your quality time. Wherein as you were not born into this lifestyle, you wanted something better for yourself. And now you're like, ooh, I'm going to give this to my children. But the children, they don't really appreciate it because they didn't come up from the mud. You know what I'm saying? So So Will said, you know, okay, he turned 50 years old, y'all. He had a Grand Canyon bungee jump at 50 years old. And he said that that was the key to life, y'all. When he got up in that airplane and he put his arms up and he put his back to the sky and he just let go, it was just like, it was just like everything, all the pressure, all the worries, all the just wanting to be in control of everything, it just was a release. And he said that's when he understood. He used the jump as an analogy. Okay, you have to surrender to life. He said no one is in control. It's an illusion. It's an illusion that you're in control, but God got you. Okay, none of us are in control. He was forced to surrender when he had his children, when he had his family. That showed him that he needed to surrender. He had been trying to do everything, or he had been doing everything the way that he wanted to do. But you know what God says? When you have a plan, he laughs at it. So we can plan all we want to, and it's okay to have goals. But guess what? You are still not in control. So let it go. Everything that's fake, it's going to burn. The only thing that's going to make it out the fire is the things of substance and the things that's true. Love you guys. That's my story time for today. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.